Hola, hermanas. Bienvenidas or welcome to ¿Quién es la más? My name is Yi.
And I'm Braulio. And before we start, remember to subscribe and rate the podcast. Please tell your friends about the show as it helps us immensely to get the word out. We appreciate all the support.
Thank you. And today we are recapping La Más Draga Season 6, Episode 5. It is titled La Más Floral, the most floral. It's,
What a translation. La más floral, la más floral.
yes, very difficult to translate, but yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. A pretty fun runway theme, I think. Um, I don't know if they've done this before. I feel like they've had maybe like a Dia de Muertos or something that kind of made it seem like it was a similar theme, but I don't think they ever did like a full floral theme. I don't know if you remember any.
I think I can think of. Um, but this is one of the topics or one of the themes where it seems like they gave them freedom to interpret it as they want, which is nice for them because that way they can use their creative juices and take liberties with their creations. And I think it always works out best in the end that way.
Yes, I agree. I forgot to mention we are recapping. If you are following along, then we are going to recap two episodes this
Hmm.
today. So we're going to recap first episode 5 and then episode 6. So stick around for that. Let's get into this episode. So we start off with the cliffhanger that we had last time on episode 4, where Purga was about to get eliminated by like Kylie's, I believe. And well, they gave her the option of saving her or not.
Hmm.
And that's what the cliffhanger left off. And we find out that surprise, we never saw this coming. She decides for Purga to stay. I think we called
Hmm.
this already. We were like, obviously that's what she's gonna do. We weren't shocked about that, were you?
Of course not. I think we called it out. And it's interesting, though. I mean, one of the reasons why I guess that um, she was not going to eliminate her is just because maybe the backlash that she would get either from the other queens or from the viewers if she did, like, they would be like, no, she's shady, and she would get a bad rap from it, I think. um Even though the producers or the judges gave her the choice, um if she made the decision to eliminate another queen, then I think it would fall back on her. So then it's interesting where later in this episode, or maybe the next, but at some point there's a scene where they talk about, or like Elise talks about, um, that power that she had in that moment, and if she would eliminate one of the other queens, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But it's just kind of, would it actually play off that way, or would she still not eliminate anyone, even if it wasn't Purga, who she says she was close to.
Yeah, I think this is the episode that she opens up about that. And yeah, so we go right from that to the Chiquireto, where we are playing a sort of a, usually La Más Famosa takes up a whole episode, but this
Mm-hmm.
time it's just a mini challenge, which is super weird. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess it's sort of, since they're winning immunities this season, and we're gonna talk about the
Mm-hmm.
immunity. It was so, I did not know it played like this, and I think this is the first time they
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
very shocking to me. But anyways, so La Más Famosa is their challenge of like a snatch game where they have to impersonate a famous person. And
Mm-hmm.
in this version, they kind of do a different version every. I feel like it's never the same thing. Like it's always changing.
Mm-hmm.
But in
Mm-hmm.
this version, it's sort of. less difficult for them because you only have to answer like a few questions. Pretty much, if you knew their Wikipedia page, you were gonna get the answers correct.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't like that in depth of a character analysis that they had to go through. But
Yeah.
they're pretty much being made fun of in a way or ridiculed because they're just sitting down on a chair and there's is this a contraption where there's pies. If you saw the episode, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, there's pies attached to the arms of the chair, and if they get the answer wrong, the pies are gonna hit them in the face.
Hmm.
And if they get the answer right, obviously they don't have to go through that. But it was a very like gimmicky, just like not serious
Yeah.
at all. And I thought it was a to me it was kind of a letdown because this is kind of one of the only challenges that lets us see like more of their skills, and for them to just kind
Hmm.
of throw it away in this kind of like not serious and not taking it too serious and not having much of a I don't know much of a talent. Like they didn't really have to have a talent for this. It was just getting
Mm-mm.
questions
Like you
right.
can, yeah, and even then, like by the end of the challenge, the winner wasn't even based off of who answered the questions right. So I think it was just like you said, it was a moment to have fun, but you could tell none of them took it seriously. None of the queens took it seriously because none of them did well, like with their characters. So maybe just the winner, which was I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, but Dimitra, she did Betty La Fea, and I think her interpretation or her character, I think she did really well, and obviously ended up winning. But most of them, they just you could tell they didn't even practice. They just chose like a random character, um, and yeah, ultimately it was just what was the point of this? But I mean, they gave out an immunity, so
I know that was the good part for the queens. But I'm gonna go down the list and see who each queen played. I mean, we don't have to go in depth because there's not really much to talk about it. They just answer questions. It's not that they didn't
yeah,
really do anything special with the characters. So Purga was playing Niurka Marcos, which I think we've seen Niurka.
everyone,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel
like
like
every season
everyone wants
there's
to play her.
somebody.
Yeah,
Juana Guadalupe was Paquita, la del barrio. Alexis Mugler is Selena, which that was an interesting choice. Dimitria was Betty la Fea, and I think Alexis is the loser actually. Betty la
yeah.
Fea, Dimitria. Kelly is Dana Paola. Aries, Alejandra Guzman. Electra Walpurgis is Alejandra Bogue. Chantel is Chucky. The killer doll, Chucky. La Kylie's, I didn't know who that was. That's the only one that I was not.
Barbara de Regil, something like that.
Yeah, I was just
I had to look
confused.
her up.
Catriona was somebody named Shabela. I didn't know her
Mhm.
either.
It
And
was a
then Adi.
character from a comedy show, La Casa de la Risa.
I figured it was a
I think that's what it's
character,
called.
yeah, because they asked her about the name of the actress, and she was like, she didn't know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then Ariel was Talia. So some
Talia,
some very
but
notable.
also like all of her novela characters, because she calls herself Maria Mercedes, but then she was also talking about Pulgoso, the dog,
Yeah,
which is from Marimar. So yeah, I guess
all the
just
Marias.
maybe not to get sued. They were like, okay, it's Talia, not Maria Mercedes and Marimar.
Well, I don't know because there was Chucky, and
Oh
that's
yeah, true. But
that's
I
a real
don't know that
person.
they ever said. That's right. I don't know that they ever said Chucky. I don't know. But anyways,
Chucky. They said Chucky.
that's how they got away with it. But yeah, so Alexis is the loser, and obviously that means she automatically goes to the lip sync. and that plays out in an interesting way later on.
Yeah, I mean, she was really bad. There was nothing Selena about it at all.
Mm-mm.
It was so bad. It's
Yeah, but there was nothing. Um, I was trying to think. Well, I guess the other ones I can see. I don't really know what Dana Paola's um, personality is, so I don't know how to compare. Alejandra Guzman was pretty bad too with Arias.
yeah, yes, for sure. And then Apurga was bad. I mean, she just had sort of the attitude, but still, like,
And
there
just
was nothing
being
funny.
like, yeah, and just being like vulgar, which is what Yurka's known for, but
Yeah,
but none of them were funny. That's the thing. And Alexis kept saying, where are the jokes? Where are the jokes?" And she didn't have jokes either. So
yeah. It was just a failed challenge. And maybe they did that because they never have a good um. What is this one called? La famosa, la más famosa.
yeah,
Um, maybe that's why they just demoted it to a mini challenge, which is kind of, yeah,
I'm kind
interesting.
of liking. I'm kind of liking that they're man, they're in their sixth season and they're still like working on the structure of each episode. But this season, I think they got it down. Where obviously we have the mini challenge at the beginning, and then which I don't know why they're calling it mini challenge, just call it a challenge, and then they go to the runway and and then the judges and lip sync. So now they have a structure to it. I don't know why it took 6 seasons to get this structure, but I like that now we know where what to expect as far as each episode goes.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So let's move on to the camerino, and that's where what you brought up earlier, that they
Oh
get
yeah.
into it. Electra kind of has like a fight with, I want to say, most of the girls there, but it's really just between her, mainly between her, La Kailis, and her and Arias. But the first
Hmm.
one that she gets into it is La Kailis, because she comments that she would have eliminated Electra if it was her in Burga's place. And then Electra kind of feels bad about that. Um,
Hmm.
what
Which
did you?
she brought onto herself because why would you? And it was just a hypothetical in the first place. Like that's not what actually happened. So why would you even ask that out loud? That seemed like a thought that should just stay in your head and not actually have to put out there. Because then you see now she got her feelings hurt for something that she brought on up herself. Like Electra's the one who asked like Eilis about it.
Yes, and this leads to her explaining how she feels left out,
Yeah.
and she feels like, I don't know if she actually accuses them of not. I don't think she ever says it. Like, you guys are excluding me, but she says she feels excluded, and then Arias comes in and it's like, wait up, hold up. She's just goes off, and she feels attacked. She says she feels attacked, and she asks
She
the
acts
whole
like she
room.
feels attacked.
Yeah, like she
Yeah, they have
turned
that
it.
little Mean Girls moment where it's like, "Do you feel attacked? Do you feel attacked? Do you feel attacked? Raise your
Yeah.
hand." And everyone raises their hand.
Yeah. What did you think about this? Because I have my own thoughts on the whole situation.
Well, like I said, first of all, it shouldn't even have happened in the first place. Like Electra should have just kept that question, and then so that brought up the why that she's feeling excluded, and Aries, and I think a couple of the other ones are like, no, but we tried to include you. We asked you to do this and this because they do have that little posse with that they call the shorties, which is it reminds me of. I know there was a drag race season where a bunch of them. What was their nickname? Was Alaska one of them, or it was like her season or
Relaska
something?
talks.
Yes, there you go. Yes, and so it's something like that, but except Electra is saying that it's most of the queens that are there are part of that, except for like her, and so she feels. left out. I think Electra is, especially if the other ones are saying like, no, we have tried to include you, but you didn't want to. So I think Electra is putting her blame on the wrong thing. Then, like she's saying like I struggle with anxiety, and so that's where the problem is. That's where the issue is. Like it's coming from her anxiety. So to point the blame at the other girls, and I feel like it's kind of unjust. But at the same time, I don't like the way that Arias reacted, because it was very defensive instead of approaching it from like an understanding way. Like I think she did start that way, but then she just blew up, and like they started arguing back and forth.
Yeah, it seemed to me, my take on it was it's two people trying to play the victim. And one of them, Electra's like, well, you didn't validate my feelings. And the other one, well, you didn't validate my
Oh yeah,
feelings. Like they're both trying
yeah.
to up one another who's the most victim. It's like you both could be victims, both could be the aggressor or whatever you want to say, but two things could be true at once, So it's just about taking your responsibility, taking accountability for your actions. Maybe you are excluding
Hmm.
her. Why don't you maybe, look at yourself? Maybe, you know what, I am excluding you. And instead of saying, well, I don't exclude you, you exclude yourself. And then I like that can also be like, well, you know what, you're right. I haven't been really trying to get in to the conversations. So to me, it's just like two people trying to play the victim, and maybe it's just for to get the fans on their side or something. But it
I
just
think
seemed,
it's I think it's more placing the blame on the wrong thing. And now it's created like miscommunication, and now they're arguing between each other. I thought it was really funny when in the confessional Alexi says, well, I want to defend you, girl, but I'm just too busy. And then they show her like painting
really,
her
yeah,
the same makeup as always.
I know,
The white face.
relatable. Yeah, but that was the drama. They don't really come to a conclusion. I feel like they just move on because
Mm-mm.
they're just going in circles, and they move on to some family stuff with Juana, and she gets really
Yeah.
upset. She leaves the room, and I don't think we should go into that. I mean, it's just if you want to know more about that, then I think you should just watch the episode. But it's just
Yeah.
a
Yeah. I
really
mean, it's a
intense.
learning moment for a lot of people. But it was, well, I did want to mention I guess we're like let's not dwell on it, but I did want to mention because I thought it was really, I don't I was gonna say cute, but it's like heartbreaking, but at the same time, it was a really beautiful moment where, because the whole thing is that Juana Guadalupe is telling that the the fraught relationship that she had with her father, and then she says that her father has passed away, um, and that there was a point when I don't know if the father was in the hospital or something, but uh, apparently he lost his, like he couldn't speak anymore. So he was like, I guess, near the end of his life, and there was a moment where he, like with a hand gesture, kind of, or at least Juana Guadalupe interpreted that as an apology for um the way that her father was treating her, for being queer, for being gay, for being effeminate, right? And then I think after, yeah, so she says that her father passed away, and then I think her sister gives her the a gift that was meant for her from her dad, um and it was a pair of purple tennis shoes, I think is what she says. And I don't know, that just kind of brought out like a whole circle moment thing where
He
just
said, "Gays
because
like purple." Here you go.
yeah, I mean, I do. It is my favorite color too.
Not all
But
gays like photography.
I just thought it was cute because uh, the way that she describes her father, you would never think that he would gift her something like that. And I think that gift was just like an acknowledgement that he was wrong, I guess. And who knows what would have happened if he would still be alive. And it's just sad that it takes the end of someone's life to make amends.
Yeah. So I guess we did talk about it. You don't have to go watch the episode.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, let's go into the challenge. We have the runway theme is La Más Floral, so they have to present a flower inspired look. And so the first one up is, speaking of Juana Guadalupe, she's the first one on the runway. What did you think of this look?
So she's like a Venus flytrap or something like that, right?
It looks like it, yeah. Like a man-eating plant.
Oh yeah, I think she's chasing Benedito around too. Yeah, I thought this was really cool. I do think it's pretty costumey, but I think at this point it's just down to if you like that aesthetic or not. Because we see a lot of that in this runway, or like on the La Más Draga runway in general. Like there's always very costumey things. But yeah, I think this was super inventive. It could have gone like super, I guess cheesy or super like, when there's flowers involved. She could have just made a dress with flowers or like a floral pattern, and I like the way that she interpreted the challenge.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I thought it was one of the most creative ones, and I think she just paid attention to details, and she's been really working the look so far. I think since last episode or before that, she's really been bringing it. So it seems really refreshing, and I'm excited to see what else she brings. But yeah, I liked it a lot. One of my favorites. The next one up is Kelly, and Kelly was, to me, not enough flowers for a flower runway. It was just that headpiece. It was beautiful, and her makeup, I agree with Letal that she had some weird colors on her face that she tried to contour with the color yellow, and it just didn't look great. But the look is just it's beautiful, but it's not something that I think blew me away.
Yeah, I think you can tell it was like a nice like a cocktail dress, but she stuck like leaves and stuff on it, and yeah, I obviously would have made a nicer or a more prettier dress with all that stuff, but like the way she repurposed this for the challenge is I don't think she achieved the effect that she wanted to. Another thing that I noticed, like everyone was using the venenos and toxico. I don't know if that was part of the challenge because I don't remember them mentioning that, but everyone was involving them in there, like a little performance kind of thing.
Yeah, I think at this point it's just kind of required. They'll read you for not doing something, so I think
they better be getting paid more.
I know. Well, I mean, that's why they replace them every year, probably, because they asked for a raise. But the next one up is Catriona. This was an interesting look. What did you think?
I don't know. I didn't really like it because I think it would work better like in a picture, where it's just not the type of dress that walks well. Like it just, I can see it like with posing and stuff and right lighting, it would look really nice, but as is, like it just looks pretty basic with those vines that she was wearing. I didn't really think there was a lot of inventiveness here.
I agree that it was kind of clumsy coming out. It didn't really walk well. But yeah, it would look better in a picture for sure. I thought it was cute. Like I thought the dress was cute, and there was some kind of story behind it with the elixir and like the little bottles. I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
well done. It's just it didn't translate to a runway walk. It was just very clumsy to walk with. So,
Mm-hmm.
but the look, I like the look. So, the next one up is Aries. What did you think of Aries?
Definitely one of the best of this runway. Um, there's a there's a lot of references to this painting, this Diego Rivera painting
Yeah.
throughout the seasons. Um, yeah, but it looked really cool, and I liked that it worked as a gown itself, and then there was a little reveal moment where she flipped it, and you could see, oh, okay, so that's the Diego Rivera painting. Um, but yeah, it was super cool, and I really liked the way she was moving throughout the runway.
Yeah, this was one of the only reveals that has caught me by surprise. I was not expecting it, and then when she did it, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is cool." Like the way that she did it. So
Mhm.
I think it played really well. Like it caught me by surprise, and I'm usually you can see like the reveals coming, and this was really a really fresh take on a reveal. So I appreciated that. So yeah, I liked it. The next one up is La Kylie's. It's not a Kylie's look without her just bearing her midriff and having a mini skirt. So this kind of reminds me of the other look that I think it was
Yeah,
Catriona,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
was kind
pretty
of clumsy.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she just looks dead. She always looks just dead on the runway, which is why I don't understand why they keep her. Like I don't understand how she won the lip sync, especially if they took into consideration um her like her runway as well, not just what she did during the lip sync. So I don't understand how she won that and had a chance to stay. And because it's just, I don't know, does she not want to be there or something? Like she just looks super bored the whole time, and it doesn't sell the look at all.
no, I think she's just interested in looking pretty for the most part. So she's not very emotive.
But like Kelly's like that, but she still moves.
True. I mean, but Kelly has more of a personality. I think she's kind of like all over the place. But like Kylie, she seems like more contrived. Um,
Not
but
when she's in the camerino. Like there, she has freaking attitude with everyone.
yeah, that's true. Her that catty side comes out. But
Mm-hmm,
as
mm-hmm.
the look is just like her other looks, since kind of we've seen it before,
Mm-hmm.
minus the thing on the back, the flowers in the back. So it's nothing really new. It's not ugly. It's just not interesting. So that's not good for this challenge. The next one up is Alexis Mugler. This was horrible
It
and the
was,
worst
yeah.
look, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, no, like no thought went into it. It's like one of those, like her mom or dad made her a Halloween costume, just put it over her head, and it's like, there you go. Like it's not. I can't see any creativity with this at all. And like at this point, I don't really know what her drag is because her makeup does not really match with her like her looks.
Yeah, that's what I've always had a disconnection with her and her aesthetic. It's just never come together. Um, I could see this maybe without the wig, give us a bald head, maybe make the put on some heels or something to elevate the look a little bit more. But I don't know, the judges don't seem to kind of criticize her. They kind of just say that they don't like the look, but they don't give her like things to do, like do something with your aesthetic, like try to find a more cohesive look. So maybe, I don't know, maybe she's getting the wrong feedback. But I didn't like it at all. The next one up is Purga. We're also wearing a purple or lavender dress. What did you think of this?
I like this a lot, actually. I mean, she's completely covered up, but I don't know. There's like an artistic vision there. It's kind of avant-garde. Um, yeah, I mean, she did well. Like, she could walk in it and everything, even though it's like it seems like barely walkable and stuff. But I like it, and it's very different to all the other ones, and I think it's, even for her, like, it seems elevated than what she's presented before.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure elevated. I just don't get, my first thought is not flowers.
Yeah.
What my mind goes to. So that's what I'm having an issue with, this look. But I can see that it's kind of, couture, like high avant-garde, like you said. It's just, yeah, I think the critiques were with her makeup. She should have changed it for this look.
Yeah.
Done something different. And maybe a different shoe. But it's elevated for sure for Purga. The next one up is Dimitria. And what did you think of Dimitria?
I thought it was cool. There was some nice details to it. Looks like she hand painted, or someone hand painted the dress throughout, but I feel like it looks unfinished, because there's a lot of like white spots on there, and it's not like blended in, so it feels like, okay, so it was just like a white plain silhouette, and then I think if they would have just painted it better, it would have had a better effect, is what I'm trying to say. And but overall, like, I like the construction of it.
Yeah, I think what Yadi mentioned is that she needed darker colors in there just to really make it more deep, to give it more depth, instead of looking like a little flat. It needed some black or darker greens just to ground everything. But as the look, I like it. She looks like Lilymon from Digimon. She kind of reminds me of that. I like the colors. It's a little bulky from the waist down. I think there could have been some editing on that skirt so it doesn't look as bulky, but it's not the worst, but it's not my favorite, but I think she did a good look for this runway. The next one up is Chantel, and this is the one that I was shocked the judges liked it so much. I thought it was pretty basic and didn't give me flowers right off the bat. I mean,
she's just hanging the flowers on. What are those called?
The robes?
No, they're not roses. They're poinsettias.
Poinsettias. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Are they the ones that you see during the holidays?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But so I can kind of see how she interpreted the bata that she was wearing and into that, but it's just not very interesting look.
No, it's a nightgown and a panty and a bra.
Yeah, and pasties. Don't forget the pasties.
And the pasties. And it's not that, well, it's not a bad look. It's just not, I wasn't crazy about it. Like, the judges were like, it's so good. Like, you did such a great job. And it was just in the middle.
I think I think what won them over was the burlesque dancer.
But she didn't even do that right. I mean, she did it okay. She didn't have like a amazing performance and like something that she. I don't know if she does that regularly, but it didn't seem like she did. It just seems like she took stuff off. There was no kind of performance, or I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't impress me that much. Maybe you have to be there in person. I don't know, but I didn't
That
get
don't
the hype.
impress you much.
Exactly. The next one up is Ariel. What did you think of Ariel?
Oh, this was another one of my favorites. Before taking off the hat, when she took off the hat, I'm like, I don't know if I like this, but I think the hat makes it a lot cooler. Yeah, I love the use of the flowers, and I think there was a lot of thought put into where the placement of the flowers. You could tell it was really heavy hat because she was kind of like holding it throughout until she takes it off. But yeah, to me, that hat makes the look complete.
Yeah, I thought this was so cool. I think it was my favorite look of the night because it gave me the runway theme. It was beautiful and it was something new from her that we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
So she changed it up.
Polished.
It was very polished, dramatic, and she did she did the Alexi's face without, but better. Like she did the white face, but she knew how to like play into it with the outfit and really make it work for the whole outfit instead of just pinning something on and not making sense. So I thought it was my favorite look of the night, and
Yeah.
I think it was rated at the top, but she did not end up winning. But the next one up is Electra. She's the last one on the runway. Electra Walpurgis. She is throwing up everywhere.
Someone get her a barf bag.
Please, stat. This was cool. I just don't know if I like all the elements on this outfit.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really come together as a look. And then like most of it is just wearing a bodysuit.
And there's no kind of details on the bodysuit, so it looks too plain. But then there's a lot of busyness going on in the neck area. So yeah, this was just kind of, I don't think it was thought out enough. Like
the back of it is really cool with the flower and all that, but when she turns around, it's not as interesting.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think there could have been more editing and to execute this look. But that is the runway, the winner of the runway, and La Más Floral is Juana Guadalupe. She wins again. I think this is her second time in a row. And we find out that the two bottom are Alexi's. Well, obviously, because she lost the mini challenge. So that must suck, right? Like you're already know you're going to lip sync, but then you still have to present on the runway. Like
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
At that point, do you even care?
Exactly. And obviously not, because look at what she presented. She's
now
like,
I
I have this backup and it's bad. So I'm already going to the lip sync, so might as well just waste it on this.
Yes. Maybe she wanted to choose something she could lip sync in. Maybe that's why she presented that. I don't know. But anyways, her and so we have another twist. She is able to choose who she wants to go against. Oh no, because she has immunity, right?
Yeah, so she has immunity from the past.
Yes. So this is how the immunity works. You can explain it, but this is how
apparently
it works. Which I was so shocked when this happened.
Yeah, because it's the first time that they've had to use it. So what I was thinking, because I remember her winning that, but then I was thinking that it would only be for that episode, right? And if she's safe, then she's good. But if she was at the bottom, then that's when she would get saved. But apparently, the way it works, like she can save that immunity for later. Um, so even though she got it in the past, it rolled over to the other episode. Well, to this episode, and then the other detail is that so she has a choice of using it in that moment for being in the bottom, or to save it till later to roll it over again. And obviously, like you're gonna decide to use it at that point because what if you don't get another chance? Um, so so she decides to use it, and so she has to choose someone to go in the lip sync instead of her. Um, I think they told her that she cannot choose any of the top queens from this episode, but anyone else is fair game. Um, so she decides that Purga will be the one lip syncing. So it's like Ailis versus Purga again.
Yeah. This was so shocking. I did not know they were going to do this. Like, have you choose when to choose your, or have you have an option of
Yeah,
when to choose an immunity? I thought you were just saved for that episode.
exactly. But no,
I don't
it
like
rolls
this.
over. Well, I don't like it because they didn't explain it. They should have explained that already. Like you have immunity that you can it will roll over, but no, it's just a sudden thing, and they probably just do it to, I guess, shock the audience to be like, oh, okay. But then that had me thinking, okay, so is that really true? Is that how it's been working? And so it's just more confusing than it should be.
Yeah, I don't like this because what's going to happen when there's two people that have immunity at the bottom?
Then I mean, what's going to happen is that they both get to choose who can go instead
Exactly.
of
It's
them.
just a mess. Like, it's not going to be,
It's not fair.
it's not fair, and it's not really, I don't know, because what if you're in the top? What if there's only top queens left and there's two bottoms, right?
Hmm.
Then some of the top queens have to be in the bottom just
Or maybe in
because.
that case they'd be like, oh, well, no, it won't work anymore because you can't choose the top queen, so you have to choose
Well, what
yourself.
if they choose? Okay, say somebody uses the immunity, chooses someone to go against, but then they have immunity too. Do they get to use their immunity there?
Probably, yeah.
It's just like what's going on?
Everyone has immunity, so there's a
Yeah,
chain of.
like at one point, like it's just gonna mess things up. Unless they put a limit, they should put a limit on it. Like you can only use it, um, I don't know, up to a certain point, like up to episode 5 or episode 6, and after that, you can't use it
True,
anymore.
yeah. But the thing is, just like this, they never explained it that when's the limit, and I'm sure they have rules, or if they don't have rules, they'll make them up during whatever episode they need it to. But so yeah, I'm not even thinking hard about it. It just this episode was weird that they how they revealed it.
Yeah, so they are both against each other, and
Mm-hmm.
they are lip syncing to Flores by Kenya OS. I think that's the name of the artist. I'm not sure. And Purga ends up being eliminated finally after being in the bottom 3 times, I think. She's finally
Just like
eliminated.
the Kylie's, she's been in the bottom a lot too,
Yes.
and I just don't. I don't think she. I don't think Purga deserved to be in the bottom.
Not
Obviously,
this
it wasn't
episode, no.
exactly, and it just sucks the way that it worked why couldn't Alexis have picked someone else who who deserved it more?
I think she was probably thinking like the overall performance, not just that week. She was probably thinking like she's already been in the bottom so many times. So
I guess. Yeah, she's not. She was definitely never gonna win. She was not that strong of a competitor. Purga, I mean,
no, no, I could tell she's. I
but
don't know. I want to say she's a beginner queen, but I just get that impression. Could
well,
be wrong.
she's really young.
Okay,
I
then
think she
yeah,
says she's like 20, maybe ish.
that would make sense. All right. Is there anything else you want to say about this episode, or something that I forgot to mention?
No, I think we covered this one.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with episode 6. All right, we are back with episode 6 of La Más Draga season 6. This episode is titled La Más Nahual. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Um, what this is, it's just like a spirit animal, right? That's what they explained it as. I've never heard this term before, so it was kind of new for
Yeah,
me.
basically they were saying like every human has an animal that they're connected to, and when there's like a strong connection, then the human can like transform into the animal, something like that. And they call these people nahuales.
Yes, and they explained that this is a kind of a horror drag theme, so they have to kind of present something that's um yeah, that's horror, like horror based drag.
Yeah,
So Braulio is
I know.
very upset right now somewhere.
She could have stuck around for 2 more episodes.
Yeah. All right, so we start the episode, introduce the challenge. So they have that, and then we go into the mini reto. And the mini reto this time is called La Cajita del Mello, which is it's like the box of fear, I guess you can translate it as.
Hmm.
Um, so what they have to do is they have to be blindfolded. Again, this has a lot to do with their talents and their drag. So this is like Dragula meets La Más Draga, or Fear Factor meets La Más Draga. So they have to put their hand inside a box, and they're going to be blindfolded, and inside the box they have to find a key. If they get the key, they get to open a another box that contains a prize, which obviously it's going to be immunity. So they each of them had to do this, and inside the boxes is something like disgusting, usually like crickets, cockroaches, some flesh, like
Ugh.
organs,
Hmm.
yeah, all kinds of stuff. So they do the mini challenge. First of all, what did you? Yeah. So what did you think of the mini challenge?
I wanted to throw up most of the time. Those things were ugh, ugh. What?
No, I was just gonna say like that. I could have done the crickets. Like I feel like I could have done that, but
Well, if
anything
you don't,
squishy would just kind of
uh,
give me like,
and
uh,
smelly,
yeah,
yeah, no. But I feel like now they're just copying challenges from other shows, which is fine. It's just maybe not the best way to show talent, their queen's talent. So then now it just up to how they perform in the runway. That's the only chance that they have to actually put themselves or tell their show their talent, you know. But I mean, as like a little segment, I thought it was fun, just seeing them squirm. I guess
Yeah,
it
it
was
was fun.
entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. It's just not. I think if you're gonna win, if you're gonna give out immunity, it has to be something that's challenging as far as their talents. Like I feel like if you're gonna create a competition, you have to make it, and the prize is gonna be immunity. Like make it a talent based competition, instead of
Yeah.
something so not like it's so random. It's like a crapshoot challenge, you know. Um,
Hmm.
if it wasn't immunity, if they were just winning, like I don't know, like a trip somewhere or money, then I wouldn't. I would be okay with this. It wouldn't bother me. But maybe that's going to be their brand now. Like they're going to have like these kind of challenges, like be more of a kind of like Wipeout meets Drag Race in a
Yeah.
way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, yeah, the we do have something that can happen, some kind of drama. So the drama on this mini reto is Aries is vegetarian, so she gets a box with organs or something in it, and she
Hmm.
gets upset after she does the challenge, and pretty much just walks off. And we don't really see her until El Camerino.
Hmm.
But the winner ends up being La Kylie's, so she wins immunity. So good for her. It was only her, and I think I want to say Juana that found
Juana.
keys.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
So
both of them, and then it looked like it was down to chance as well because Juana's key did not work, and but like
yes,
Eileen's did.
at that point, I think the producers chose who to give it to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Because there's no way that out of all those keys, the right
Yeah.
key was between the two of those. Like, there's no way.
Exactly. Unless it was like every other one. I don't know. Who knows?
All right, so we get to the Camerino, and that's when Arias has a breakdown. She has
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
breakdown like you would have thought somebody had killed one of her pets or something, because she breaks down, and because she had to touch meat, and she's a vegetarian, and she talks about how she
Hmm.
loves animals, and she's she sees them as almost like humans in a way, and she feels very, I don't know what's the word for it, not attacked, not, she just feels like a hypocrite, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a lot of emotions for, I mean, if you really, to me, if it's gonna really affect your your morals, then why even go through with it, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like she should have said. But I mean, it was left up to. So the other half of this is that they told them that if they don't have to participate, but if they don't participate, they automatically go to the lip sync.
Hmm.
Um, so that's why Arias, knowing that she's probably gonna have to touch something that she doesn't want to, then she still decides to do it because she didn't want to. But she had the choice there. It sucks that they put it in that way, but um it's just, I don't know. I do kind of relate with what she's saying, obviously. But I don't know. I lost my train of
It's
thought, but
very childish. It's like, get it together, get it together. There's, are you really crying about this? Are you that sensitive that this is gonna make you cry? You eat, she's not even vegan, she's a vegetarian, so she does eat animal products. So what the hell are you talking about? Oh
one of
my
them says that they
god.
saw her eating like a
Yes.
sandwich or something, but I don't know how true it is. But
This
yeah,
is just turning out to
it's
be
I don't
an,
know. I don't know that I would cry if that would happen to me, but I would be disgusted and disgusted that I had to touch that and that someone put me in the position that I had to touch a dead animal. Um, But yeah, I don't know that I would go to that length and cry.
No, like, don't you cook meat for somebody? Like, what if somebody comes over and they're not vegetarian, or you would cook something for them and you would have to touch, I don't know, chicken or
I
whatever.
wouldn't. I wouldn't, but I don't know about
I
audience.
would. I mean, if it's just like you're not killing it, I think if I had to kill the animal, then I would understand. Like, I couldn't do it.
No,
But
these people are gonna be vegetarian for a day.
I don't know. I just thought it was a lot of emotions, but let's move on. I don't think anything else happens in El Camerino. I don't know if you noted anything. I don't have any more notes for anything else.
No. They just get into like how people are politicizing drag and stuff, and which is true, and they're trying to. And I'm surprised that it's happening in Mexico too, just like it's happening in the U.S. How they're trying to claim that it's for the children, um, but it never is. It's just because they're against LGBT communities.
Yeah, so if you want to hear that conversation, you could go ahead and watch that episode. All right, so let's move on to the runway. The first one up, again, this is La Más Nahual, kind of like a spirit animal, kind of like Animorphs. What is that one? What was that one?
Yeah, I think you got it right.
Animorphs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a transformer. Because they do have to have a reveal. They said that they have to have two looks. So they have to reveal into an animal inspired look. So the first one up is Dimitria, and she comes out with it's very demon, very kukui. And I liked it. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit Maleficent as well.
I see the Maleficent in there. There's something. Oh, this reminds me. There's
Jeepers Creepers.
Maybe that, but there's also a Power Rangers character that looks like this. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah. The one with the little monocle.
Yes, that's what this is giving. But it was really well done. I thought it was really cool, and I didn't even. This is cool that she transformed her face and her whole look that much, because I can't tell who this is. And for this specific challenge, I think that's what they were looking for, and it just completes the whole look. So I thought it was really cool. The next one up is La Kylie's. What did you think of La Kylie's?
I think she did well this time around. Like, it doesn't seem like a very like, it's just a bodysuit, right? So it's not a very difficult thing, but I think she was forced into actually putting on a little bit more energy than usual, since she had to walk on all fours and stuff, and she was still a little like I don't know, she still felt a little like exhausted or something while up there. Like, there was still some energy missing, but I think the look spoke for her, I guess. And I thought it was cool. We've seen stuff like this before, but I thought it was cool that she did not just a skirt.
Yeah, this is cool. But I agree. I don't think she fully commits. I think she has a problem committing to the performance. She's kind of scared to look maybe stupid or foolish, or people to make fun of her. But I think that something's blocking her from committing to the performance. And as far as the look, I like it. I think the judges were right. It was kind of clumsy, like the arms and legs. I think they pointed them out that they were kind of crooked, and so it had some issues there. But the concept was cool. It's cool to see her do something different, and Yeah, I was gonna say like this is super different. I would not have known who this was because like Eileen's usually comes out very sexy, and
Mhm.
this is not that. So good, a good week for her. The next one up is Juana Guadalupe, and she is that guy from A Nightmare Before Christmas. What is this called? The
Oogie Boogie
Oogie
or
Boogie,
something like that.
and then transforms into some beetle or something. I don't know,
Like a
but I like
scorpion
the.
beetle. Yeah.
I think it was just all over the place. I don't know if I liked the scorpion beetle thing. I
Yeah,
think
same.
there was some stuff that I just seemed a little like unfinished, and yeah, I think it was just two very completely different looks that didn't really
Hmm.
tell the story.
I really like the witch one. Like, I like when she came out and the aesthetic of that. I thought it was really cool and creepy. Um, I didn't like that she didn't show her face there, but I understand why. Because I mean, the whole thing was maybe if she showed her face there, and then when she transformed, she covered her face and to be more bug-like or scorpion-like or whatever she was supposed to be, would be kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. It's just I don't know. It wasn't. There was something missing for me. Like it wasn't as interesting as it could have been. Because maybe the material just looks a little cheap.
Yeah, and I think the proportions are off too. Like her head looks super small.
Mm,
She needed like a helmet or something
mm.
to balance it out. All right, so the next one up is Chantel. She came out. This is
And a Chuck E. Cheese
crazy.
costume.
I know, Chuck E. Cheese gone bad or doing Halloween because this is crazy bad. I don't know if this was supposed to be campy and funny because it's just she looks like one of those animatronics. She comes out
Mhm.
as a boar or something, and then she's underneath. She's wearing like this bloody outfit, kind of flesh ripped apart look, and I hate it.
Mhm.
I don't like it. What did you think?
Yeah, I didn't like either of them. Obviously, the what boar suit or whatever it's supposed to be, which I couldn't even tell what it was. That was really bad, ill-fitting, and it's just. I'm assuming it was just a costume that she purchased from somewhere and like
Mm-hmm.
just put it on because it was very basic. Like not, it wasn't even tailored to her at all. Um, and then yeah, the transformation, just again, just a corset and a panty, and yeah, it needed a lot more detail, and yeah, it just failed.
Yeah, I think they also clogged her because of her shoes that she couldn't walk or she tripped a lot.
She did.
Um, so that was an issue. The next one up is Alexis Mugler. She comes out with the same fur, which is very cheap looking, and then another look that makes no sense. So we're just used to this from her. And the makeup is less white. She did listen to that, but it's still not great. And it's just all over the place. It doesn't make sense. I think she doesn't really have a good grasp on putting a look together. It's just to me, it doesn't make sense.
Like this, like her first, before the reveal, looks like more of her aesthetic. Like that's kind of how I would think of her than what she did, for example, in the last episode. But it just looks there's like nothing to draw your eye. There's nothing interesting in there. And then when she does the transformation, you can obviously tell she can't even see because she keeps like she's slowly like walking very carefully. And that could have been cool, but she didn't push it far enough to actually be like convincing as far as the construction of the demon look or the animal, whatever it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. That bodysuit underneath threw it off. Like it just throws the whole
Mm-hmm.
outfit off. Um, the next one up is Kelly. She comes out as a pig, I think. And are those her real titties?
That's what I was wondering too, because they kept talking about silicone and putting a
Yeah,
light to them, but they don't look real.
they don't.
I think she has something over them, over her real ones. That's what I'm assuming. Like she has one of those,
Like a
whatever you
breastplate?
call it. Yeah.
See, that's what I thought. But then they, like you said, they were talking about how if you put a lamp to silicone, it'll light up or something. And regardless, this is a bad look.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. This was really bad. Like from the head up, you can see there was an idea, but yeah, she does not do what do you call it, prosthetics, I guess. Well, and yeah,
Absolutely not.
the monkey suit or whatever it was, no, it was not nice. Cheap.
Yeah, like Miss Piggy, but after she's been dragged through the mud or something, because it just looked really rough, really, really rough. The next one up is Ariel, and she comes out with a really stunning look. I don't like the sheerness of the dress. That's my only thing that I don't like. But I think the whole feathers, the way they're placed. Oh, and I also don't like the mask on the. I don't like masks. I'm coming to realization I don't like masks like this, like very kind of like looking like a witch. I want to see makeup. I want to see makeup in drag. That's what I want to see. But she does take it off, and then she does reveal her face with makeup on and a headpiece, and it's just stunning. I think it's really cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm very impressed by her in the last, like this episode and the last episode. I don't know. For some reason, I did not expect these types of elevated looks from her, and I'm glad like she's pulling them off. And I definitely want to see what she's gonna give us later.
Yeah, I think she's starting to get more confident, and she might get to the end. I mean, she's one of the most polished ones so far. So, the next one up is Catriona. And what did you think of this look? It was kind of weird.
Well, when she came out with just like, I don't know, like a bed sheet over, and someone was in there, one of the venenos or whatever was in there, and I wouldn't count that as a look. Like it was just a bed sheet. And then she comes out of there with I don't know, like a rat, cat, bloody trash thing. The composition of the look, I did not like it. Like it just, there was no like intent behind it. It seemed like I said, it just seems like she rolled in trash or something, and it kind of just stuck to her. At least there was an idea there, but it's just no.
Yeah, I can't even tell what it is, honestly. I can't tell what, like, there's so much, not even detail, there's just so much like stuff coming off her body. It looks like there are masks hanging off her body, and then there's also kind of fur, but then kind of latex, and yeah, it's just kind of hard to tell what it is, honestly. And there's no clear animal. I don't even know if this, like you said, if it's a cat, if it's a mouse, what is it? I don't know. And the prosthetics are really bad too. I know Letal was like, you did a great job. I can see the line from here. And yeah, I did not like it at all either. The next one up is Electra Walpurgis. This look was interesting because I know she came out in this huge.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Actually, I mean, it felt really animatronic, like we were talking about, but I did not realize that that was really her face.
I know that's what I didn't understand first until she revealed it later on.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about the mask. Though. I don't know. To me, this is hard to. I don't know. Is
I
this
like that.
drag? Like it's just kind of weird.
I like that the makeup more than the actual wolf mask and all that. This is just her furry suit that she had lying around, so she brought it to the
Yeah,
runway.
yeah. I think I would have liked her to do makeup instead of the mask because it just kind of it's I don't know. For some reason, I'm feeling like it's a cop out in a way, just because you don't have to show your makeup skills, but at the same time, it doesn't bother me. But I don't know. I don't know how to. I like it. I like the look. I just don't know how to feel about it. As far as like, is it drag or what is it?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, but it was cool. It was one of the most interesting ones, I
it
think.
was interesting. Yeah.
And then finally we have Aries. She comes out as the harpy lady. Um, this was super impressive. I did not
This is my
expect
favorite.
Aries.
I know. Yeah, this was super cool, and just her interpretation, like her movement, and she took a page from Alexi's book where like the whole time she stayed in character. Oh, in the transformation where she had like the little like a smoke bomb or something, she set the
Yeah.
stage on fire maybe and set the fire alarms off. um but it was really cool, and I'm guessing she's like a dancer just because of her movements and stuff, or if she really like practiced this, but it looked really really cool.
Yeah. This is what how you commit to a character, to the performance. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
moving like a bird. She was giving us
Flapping her tits.
yes. Um
As you should.
she was giving us the performance and of Black Swan, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just really cool. And to me, I guess I don't mind the mask here because it's a prosthetic, so you can still see her face, and
Mm-hmm.
prosthetic makeup is still sort of it's still makeup. It's not just like putting on a mask. Um, so it doesn't bother me as much. But yeah, I thought this was just very elevated. It was just so something you would probably see in a movie, you know, and it was just so impressive. So
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. I thought it was really one of its standouts. I think I'm gonna remember this specific look um,
Mm-hmm.
for a while. And yeah, so obviously the winner is Aries. She ends up winning the challenge. She is la más Nahual. And we have three bottoms this week, which is kind of funny that nobody lost the lips or lost the mini reto, but we still have three bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Kelly, Chantel, and the Lexis. And so they do a lip sync challenge to what was the song?
Mermelada,
Mermelada.
mermelada.
Yeah. Mermelada by Mariana. And Alexis is eliminated. So she is gone from the competition. The way they did it was kind of shady though.
Yeah,
It was so
yeah,
shady.
that was really bad.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I just felt bad for them. Like, I'm guessing they're doing it for the shock factor of uh, for the viewers, but it just comes off as insensitive. So what they ended up doing is the guest is again well in charge of saying who's going to go home, but she's like, this time, this episode or whatever, two will go, and then but not really, because in the end the two are the ones who stay, and it's kind of hard to describe it the way they did it because there was a. I mean, they did it in Spanish, so it's just the words that they said. Um, it's kind of hard to interpret the way they did it, but yeah, it's like they gave them. They told them, okay, two are going to be eliminated, basically, or that's what they thought. That's how you interpret what they're saying, and then in the end, the two are the ones who are going to stay, and Alexis is the one who gets eliminated. But it's like a fake out, and it's just
Yes.
bad.
It was so cringy.
Yeah.
Like they did not have to do her like that. It was so cringy.
Mm-mm.
Like they already made her dig through cockroaches or something, I think, and pies in the face. And now, psych, you are the one eliminated. Like that was
Like,
so bad.
where's the respect for your cast?
I know that was just cringy. I can't. I just didn't. I would not expect that from a competition show. Like, not a, if they were to
Yeah.
say like all you three stay or something, I understand that. Like nobody gets eliminated.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
damn, they are not playing this season. All right. Maybe she was saying drag queen too much. They were like, let's get this. Let's get her right now. Um, yeah. So that was the episode. Did you have any more thoughts about this episode that we didn't get to?
I really like the theme of the challenge. Um, but yeah, as far as what we covered, I think we covered what's important.
Yes. Yes. The challenges are pretty cool this season. I feel like they're coming up with good themes. So I'm excited to see what comes up. And as always, we're going to keep recapping the episodes in pairs. So hopefully we get even numbers or something. But they've already announced the finale. And
Oh
so,
yeah,
yeah,
live
it's,
finale on November 28th, I think.
yeah, it's sometime in November.
Yeah,
November? Yeah, November. Which means it's going to be. So oh, yeah. So if it's a live chat. Oh, I get it confused because it's not airing right now. Like they already filmed this. So I guess they already know who's going to be in the finale. So that makes sense. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for being with us today. Please follow us if you want to follow us on Instagram, or you can also send us an email if you have any questions at our Gmail. It's guinneslamas podcast@gmail.com. Um, that was it, right?
yeah. Follow the podcast at Quienes La Mas on Instagram, and if they can follow you as well on the Tiki Talks at Yes
Yeah,
It's Iggy.
yeah, you can follow me on TikTok. So, ¿quién se sintió atacada? ¿Tú te sientes atacada? Yo me sentí atacada. Levanta la mano. We'll see you next
It's
time.
audio, but I'm raising my hand.
Yeah. All right. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.